Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I thought I would do a fun video today, and I want to show you what I carry in my small purse and the makeup that I carry in here with me, which has to be minimal because this is not very big at all, and how messy my purse can be. Now, the nice thing about having a small purse is that you really can't fit a lot of stuff in there. So I keep my purse pretty clean, but I haven't gone like into the little front pocket to see if I have anything in there. This is just as I've been using it all week, and I do change out the products once in a while, but not that often. So I want to show you exactly what's in here. Now, the only thing that's missing from here is my phone, and I still do have room for my phone. I can either put it in the front pocket, but I prefer to put it inside. So I usually just put my phone in there, and then if I'm driving, I stick my car keys in there and I have room for it. I don't have my keys here. My husband is out in my car, but my phone is in there and I have plenty of room. And this goes around my shoulder, so it takes the weight off my back. I used to love huge, well, bigger purses, but because of my back issues, I have really gone down to small purses that I can't weigh down a lot, and I can keep everything in there to a minimum, and it's so much better for me because I just can't do it anymore. So I'm tired of making myself uncomfortable for no reason, because I felt like when I have a bigger purse, I keep sticking things in there. Sometimes I have 10 lipsticks in there, you know, 10 lip liners, 2 powders, all kinds of receipts. I mean, all kinds of stuff that I really don't need. And even if I clean out my purse once a week, which sometimes that didn't happen, I just keep adding things to it. I'm glad I don't do that anymore. And it's been about a year since I've given up large purses. This is a Fossil purse. I am not one to spend, you know, $300, $400, $500 on a purse. This actually was given to me by my daughter. It's very nice, and she gave me a matching wallet with it. But I'm actually not using that wallet because I'm using a smaller one that gives me a little more room in this. My wallet is this one. This one is from Anne Klein, and it's a little cute one. I got this on sale at Macy's. And when you open it up, I have enough room for everything I need. I still carry cash with me, usually about $50 or so in case of an emergency. Then back here, I have gift cards, and they're normally like, if I have like Target gift cards or Visa, American Express, something like that, I carry those with me in case I go shopping. In another area, I have my Sam's Club, my Costco, my Target Red card. I have this little footprints that I've carried this with me for many years. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that prayer, but I will link it below in case you're interested. But sometimes when I feel like down, or I feel like, you know, sometimes you feel like, God, are you listening to me? If you read this, it kind of makes you feel, grounds you a little bit, and it makes you realize that whatever you're going through right now is temporary, and you know, He's got you. So I do like to read this. And then I have my Macy's card. Then on the rest of it, I have my ID, I have my Ulta card, my Discover card, which are the only 2 credit cards that we use. And then I have my debit card, my health insurance card, and this is a Dillard's card. I received a gift for Mother's Day that it was the wrong size, so my husband returned it for me. He got me a gift card, so I have that to go shopping with. So that's what I carry in my little wallet. And then of course I have my phone. I carry a small hand cream or body butter or something like that. My hands get dry. This is from Laura Mercier, the Body and Bath Amber Vanilla Body Butter. This is so nice. This smells amazing, but it's not overpowering. It's a very light scent. Then I have a little container for my pills. I do have my eye drops. So this is the Lumify, and I love this. It's absolutely, if you have any redness in your eyes, this will clear it up like instantly. I usually have a compact powder. It's not necessarily always this one, but we're getting ready to go away for a few days, so I switched it out. I actually had my Cosmetics powder, which is more like a setting powder, but it's very light powder, and it works beautifully under your eyes and everything. But since we're traveling, I thought, well, if I want to, I'll show you what I'm taking with me. And if I want to retouch my makeup, I may want something a little heavier. And I decided to get the Natasha Denona. I don't give this enough love anyway, so I decided, why not take you with me. I do have this as part of my makeup, so we're going to put that aside. Then I like to take this. Sometimes I don't feel like wearing any like regular lipstick or lip oil or something like that. So I have the Remedy for Dry Lips. Is all-in-one lip treatment. This is really, really nice. And I have a couple of these. Sometimes I always carry one in my purse. All right, then I do carry a little plastic bag, and I'll explain why in the future. I carry one of these little brushes that, you know, the ones that are pretty much disposable that come like in the Lancome blushes and things like that. But I like to keep one in my purse in case of emergency. We use things that normally we wouldn't use. I have some dental floss. I have one lipstick, and this one is from Milani, and this is in the shade 25, Naturally Cheek. Then I have a couple of perfumes. I have this little one from Nest, and this one is the Golden Nectar. And then this one is from Tom Ford, and this one, what is it called? Black Orchid? I don't even remember what this smells like. I normally, oops, got on my nose. Now I know what it smells like. I normally always put perfume on at home, so this is just in case I forget and I decide that I want to wear something. I'll have that. It's a very deep, strong perfume. So I would say you have to go very, very lightly with this. I usually just put just like a little bit and then spread the love, because it's a little too strong for me. But I like the fact that it's tiny and it's nice to carry in my purse. What else? Oh, this is a receipt. See, I had a receipt from here. This is the last time I went to Marshall. So actually I'm going to take this out now because this is garbage. It doesn't need to be in there. And then I do have a nail file, because you never know when you may have a broken nail, or one of your nails may snag or something. So that's it. So that's everything that I have in this little extra pocket. Now the pocket with the zipper, which is where I keep my makeup, what I have in there is I have a small brush, and this one is from e.l.f. and it's a real tiny one. And this is the reason I carry this, because if for any reason I use this and I get it dirty, I don't like to put a dirty brush in that pocket, because it's going to get all over my purse, it's going to get all over my products. So then I stick it in here, and then I know when I get home I have to take that brush out and clean it. But I really have not had to use this, but I have it just in case. I have a brow gel, a tinted brow gel, and this is just in case I have to leave, you know. And it happened more when my parents were alive, and sometimes they would have to in the middle of the night. It would be an emergency and we had to go to the hospital or something. I know that I would always have something in my purse that once I got there and I was waiting for news or whatever, I could put my face together if I needed to. I have tweezers, and these are my favorite tweezers. These are from Benefit. I've had these for like 6 years. They're so nice because you can actually brush your brows up and then trim them if you need to. And these catch the hair so nice. You know, some of them is easy to pinch your skin. This one I don't find that I ever have that problem with. If they still have it, I will link it below. These are the best tweezers in my 69 years that I have ever used. Whenever I misplace these for a couple of days, it's like I get frantic. So I decided, because I used to have like a cheap pair in my purse, but sometimes I will misplace these. So I figured I will put these in my purse. I always know they're there. So I absolutely love these. I have my Cora Organics Under Eye Oil, and I carry this with me all the time, because if I'm going to, you know, put on my makeup in the car or something, and we all know how I have trouble with 99% of concealers, I always carry this with me. And then even this is kind of product that even after, let's say 5 hours from now, look in the mirror, my under eyes look a little dry, I can put this over my concealer, tap it in. It doesn't remove the concealer, it just hydrates it, and it looks amazing. So I always take this with me, and a little goes a long way. I've had this for a long time, and look at this. You can barely see how much I've used. I probably got it like around like November maybe, and I use this all the time. Even sometimes I take it out of my purse to use it. Okay, then I have a Lawless Forget the Filler. This is in I'll link it, but it's like the lightest shade that they have. As you can see, it's like halfway done. I love this. And this is so comfortable. Sometimes I just put a lip liner and this mush my lip together, and this is what I wear. Then I have a concealer, which I use as an all-over product. I have a mini mascara. This is a Cosmetics Superhero, and this is a new one. So this, I haven't opened it. If I put something in my purse and I don't use it very often, then I take it out, try to go through it, put a new one in my purse, because I don't like to open it and then leave this in my purse for like 6 months and never use it again, because I just don't feel like it's that sanitary. And then I have two little mini eyeshadows, cream eyeshadows. One is from Laura Mercier and one is from Bobbi Brown. And I have one lip liner. And I try to get a pretty neutral lip liner so that it works with anything that I may have in my purse. So let's see if I can create a look with the products that I have. So normally I already would have my skincare and my SPF on, which I do. I'm using the e.l.f. Skin, the Invisa Stick. I really like this. I'm going to use this mirror right here. So I'm going to start with a concealer, and I'm going to put it, this is sunken. Yeah. So I'm going to put it under my eyes. And I try to get a color that is not super light so that it can go all over my face. I never get pimples, guys, and I have two breakouts here, and I think it's from that Eucerin. So I stopped using it. I think it's the only thing that I added to my nighttime routine and daytime routine, and I didn't just keep it where my hyperpigmentation is. I kind of was like putting it everywhere, because I mean I have little spots everywhere. So yeah, I stopped using it because that's the only thing that I can think of that could be. And it's one of those that is almost like on the inside. It doesn't hurt, it's just like the bump there. Very frustrating if you ask me. I never even had acne when I was a teenager. I was very lucky with my skin. So this gives you like a medium coverage. Actually, when I'm in a hurry, many times I use a concealer for my all over coverage, because it's just, you know, easy. But this is not full coverage by any means. You can still see the dark circles under my eyes. So I'm going to put a little more there, here, and I'm going to kind of tap that in instead of spreading it like I did. Either this concealer, I'm almost out of it, which could be the case, or I don't know. I'm not getting a lot out on the doe foot. I have to put a little bit right there in right in that crease where I have all that darkness. Not in the crease, in the little cavern in there. I don't know what you call that. So this concealer, I really don't have to set. It's hydrating, but it's not, you know, that emollient that is going to crease a lot. It will crease, but I'll just pat it down with my finger again. But I feel like I don't need to set it with a powder. Okay, so if I feel like I need more coverage, I will normally take the powder that I have with me. Like I said, this time it's the Natasha Denona Powder Foundation, which this is not a product that I would repurchase. It's okay, you know, I do use it, but it's not my favorite powder foundation. I actually enjoy using it with a brush more, but the brush that I have, it's not really made for a powder, but I really don't enjoy using it with this, for sure. But this is mainly just to give myself a little more coverage so that it lasts a little longer. Okay, so for something like this, I do not have like bronzer, highlight, all that. I have a lipstick. So first we're going to use the lipstick on my lips. Then I'm going to use a lip liner. And I will list all the shades. This is from Lawless, and this is in the shade Cinnamon. So I will list everything below in case you're interested. And then I'm going to use the lipstick. And again, this changes from time to time. I don't always have the same lipstick. And then what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to use it as a blush. So I'm going to put some on my finger. And my hands are clean now because I'll wipe everything with a makeup wipe. I'm going to use a different finger. I'm going to wipe my fingers, dry my fingers, and then I'm going to use it on the other side. And I usually try to pick like a shade that would go with my lips and my cheeks. So I try not to pick anything like, you know, super strange, like a really deep brown or something like that, because I don't know how that's going to look on my cheeks. Okay, so we're done with the blush and with the lips. Okay, now for my eyes, I'm going to go into the dark shade from Bobbi Brown, and this is in the shade Sand Dune, and I've used this many times. So I'm just going to go, I got a little bit of concealer there. And I normally do not prime my eyes when I'm going to use a cream eyeshadow. You really don't have to. I think they set better if you don't have anything on your lid. That's just my opinion. So I'm just going to take my finger and just kind of smooth it out a little bit. And I try to go with a shade that is not super dark, something a little more neutral. And I love these mini, sometimes you get these free with purchases. Sometimes I've received them in like Sephora favorites or gift with purchase at Ulta, and I love them because they're so easy for traveling. They are really, really nice. So I'm going to give that a second to dry. These do set down and they lock in and you don't have any problems with it. And then if I want to, sometimes I don't. Sometimes that's all I do. I'm going to take the light one from Laura Mercier, and this one is in the shade Rose Gold. And I'm just going to put a little bit in the center of my lid. But you don't have to do this. Or you can just wear this one instead of the other one. But this gives it like a little more dimension if that's something you're looking for. It all depends how much time you have, how much patience you have. Okay, I'm going to take my brow product, and again this is from Catrice, the Brow Fix, and this is in the shade dark brown, I believe medium brown. And normally it's like, okay, I just want a little bit of something on my brows, but it doesn't really matter. They don't have to be perfect, they're never perfect anyway. That's it. And then lashes. So I like to keep a sample or a mini of a good mascara. I like to keep one that I know is going to look beautiful. I don't like, sometimes you get some freebies, but it's like a formula that you don't like. I like to keep it like a Lancome, or this one is a good one. Usually the It Cosmetics looks good even on the first time you use it. Now this one does much on my lower lash line. So I'm not going to put any on my lower lash line, which is fine. So let me do 2 coats of this and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the look that I was able to put together with a few products I have in my purse. And I think this is presentable. I look put together. I mean, it's not like, you know, glams, but it's okay. I think this works. So let me know if you like these types of videos. Do you carry a big purse, a small purse? Do you carry a lot of makeup in your purse? I just try to use make sure that I have in there the main things that I need. I didn't even have to use this. I could have used it with the blush, but I didn't. I used my fingers, so I didn't even have to dirty this. So we didn't go into the front pocket. So let's do that. So I'm going in here. Okay, I have some empties from, this is from my stomach medication. So the last time that we went away, I guess I used some and then throw that out. I have a toothpick that has not been used. And I have a receipt from Panera. So that goes in the garbage. I don't need that. I put the medication back in there, but it's totally empty. So this is what I carry with me. I think I have enough. I have everything I need, but it's not super heavy and I can manage with a smaller purse. Now I feel like this, I don't know, I have to check it out. I think this is almost out. I wasn't getting that much product out of my, on the doe foot. And this is in the shade Sand. The Insta Full Coverage Concealer. I really don't think it's full coverage, but okay. It went in my creases a little bit, so I'm just patting it in. And normally when I do this a couple of times, then it stops doing it. But if I would have had my M Cosmetics powder, I would have been able to put a little bit of that on. But this is fine. I just feel, since I'm going away for a few days, I feel like this will probably serve me better, because I don't know, I may switch it back. I don't know. That's just what I decided to do this morning. It's the only thing that I switched from my purse. Everything else was in there. All right, you guys. So once again, thank you so much for spending some time with me. All right, you guys, I love you, and I will see you on my next video. Bye, guys. Mwah.